The human commander, Captain Evan Cross, stood tall on the deck of his warship, the horizon of stars shining beyond the massive viewport. Around him, his crew moved with quiet efficiency, preparing for the final stage of their mission. The great galactic empire had challenged humanity to a test of strength and honor if the humans succeeded. They could claim a prize of their choosing from the empire's royal line. This is humanity's chance to prove themselves to the galaxy. Evan had fought many battles, but this mission was different. It was not about destruction or conquest. It was about respect, diplomacy, and intelligence. Most of all, it was about making a choice that would shock everyone. After months of travel, the humans finally arrived at the Empire's capital planet. The Grand Palace floated in orbit, surrounded by thousands of ships from countless alien races. The air buzzed with tension and curiosity. No one had ever dared to challenge the empire like this before. Inside the palace, the Emperor himself awaited the human commander. He was a towering figure with sharp eyes that seemed to look through people's souls. Beside him stood 5 alien princesses, each from a powerful house. They wore armor and carried weapons, their faces proud and unreadable. The Emperor spoke, with a deep, echoing voice. "Captain Cross, you have fought well. Now, you may choose one of these princesses as your prize. She will join you and your people. But choose wisely. Each carries great strength and responsibility." Evan looked at the princesses carefully. There was Lyria, from the House of Storms, known for her fierce combat skills. Tessa, the Fireblade, who could command flames with her mind. Nia, the Shadow Hunter, silent and deadly. And Vila, the Iron Queen, is famous for her unmatched leadership and strength. And then there was a young woman standing quietly at the edge, a princess few noticed. Her name was Erin. She was small, with soft features and gentle eyes. Her armor was simple, and she carried no visible weapons. Many whispered she was the weakest among them, barely worthy of notice. The court murmured in surprise when Evan pointed. To Erin, the Emperor's eyes narrowed. The weakest. Why do you choose her? Evan met the Emperor's gaze steadily, because sometimes strength is hidden. And the greatest power comes not from fighting alone, but from wisdom and heart. Emperor studied Evan for a long moment. Then he nodded. Very well. Erin will join you. May her true strength be revealed. Erin stepped forward shyly, but with a quiet dignity. She bowed her head to Evan. I will serve you faithfully, Captain. As the humans prepared to leave, the other alien factions exchanged worried looks. Many thought Evan had made a foolish choice, underestimating the Empire's ways. The crew whispered doubts too, but Evan remained calm. During the journey back, Evan spent time with Erin. He learned she was not weak, but had been tested many times in her life. Her house had faced betrayals and hardships that forced her to grow, in ways others never saw. She spoke softly but with great intelligence. Too shows a curiosity about human culture, asking questions and observing quietly. Evan admired her patience and insight. The crew slowly began to respect her as well. One evening, a warning alarm shattered the calm. Enemy ships were approaching, intent on attacking the human ship and stealing the prize. Evan and his crew scrambled to battle stations. Erin moved with surprising speed to help coordinate the defenses. Her calm voice guided the crew, and her quick thinking helped avoid the worst damage. Evan realized she was more than just a quiet princess. She was a leader in her own right. After the battle, Evan looked at Erin with new respect. You were incredible out there. Erin smiled faintly. Sometimes the weakest are the ones who can stay calm when others panic. As the stars moved past the viewport, Evan knew this mission was only the beginning. The galaxy had judged the human commander by his choice, and they would soon learn just how powerful the weakest princess could be. After the battle, the human ship sailed through quiet space. The crew worked with renewed energy, their trust in Erin growing. Captain Evan Cross spent time talking with the princess, learning more about her story. Erin was different from anyone he had met before. She did not boast or demand respect. Instead, she listened carefully and spoke with thought. She told Evan about her home world, a place of harsh deserts and hidden dangers. Her family was once powerful, but lost favor because they chose peace over war. Many called her weak for refusing to fight like the others. They think strength is only in weapons and war, Aaron said softly. But I believe true strength is in patience, kindness, and knowing when to act. Evan nodded. He had seen many soldiers rush into battle without thinking. Aaron's calm was a new kind of power. As days passed, the crew began to see Aaron's quiet strength in many ways. She helped the ship's doctor care for injured crew members, offering comfort and hope. She studied human technology, asking questions that showed a sharp mind. Even the gruff engineers listened when she suggested small improvements. But not everyone was happy. Some crew members still doubted her. They whispered that she was lucky or that Evan was blinded by hope. The galaxy was a harsh place, and weakness often meant death. One afternoon, the ship's sensors picked up a strange signal. An unknown fleet was moving fast toward them. The command center buzzed with tension. Evan stood firm. Prepare for possible attack, he ordered. Aaron moved quickly, working beside the tactical officers. She suggested a new formation. 1. That could protect the ship better while allowing faster escape routes. Evan approved it immediately. When the enemy fleet appeared, it was larger and better armed than anyone expected. Their ships surrounded the human warship, firing deadly blasts. The crew fought bravely, but struggled to hold the line. Arin stayed calm in the chaos. She directed crews to weak points and helped coordinate counterattacks. Her clear voice cut through the noise. After a long, hard fight, the enemy retreated. The human ship was damaged, but still strong. The crew cheered, their faith in Aaron growing stronger than ever. Later, Evan asked Aaron, "How did you stay so calm?" Most would have been terrified. Aaron smiled softly. "Fear is natural, but it does not control me. I've learned to face danger with steady heart and clear mind." Evan realized she had lived through many dangers before joining him. She had a strength born from experience, not from weapons or power plays. As they traveled, Aaron shared more of her past. Her house was once a proud royal family, but they had fallen into disgrace after refusing to join a violent war. Her parents had been betrayed and lost their titles. She grew up learning to survive quietly, using her mind and heart instead of armies. "I was called weak because I did not follow the Empire's ways," Aaron explained. "But I learned that true power comes from choosing peace and wisdom." Evan admired her courage. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who chooses kindness in a cruel world. The journey continued, but new challenges awaited. Rival alien factions heard about the human commander's prize and saw Aaron as a symbol of weakness. They planned to capture her and disgrace the humans. One night, while most of the crew rested, a group of saboteurs tried to board the ship secretly. Aaron sensed danger. She moved silently through the corridors, alerting security and preparing defenses, with her help. The saboteurs were caught before they could cause harm. The crew praised Aaron's sharp instincts and quick actions. The incident made it clear Aaron was no ordinary princess. Her quiet strength protected everyone on board. As the ship neared human space, Evan knew the galaxy would soon see the truth. The weakest alien princess was not weak at all. She was a new kind of hero, one who used heart, wisdom, and calm to change the fate of many. The ship moved through deep space, the stars shining cold and distant outside the thick hull. Captain Evan Cross watched the controls, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. The weakest Princess Aaron sat nearby, her eyes thoughtful as she observed the crew. Their journey was far from over. Rival alien fleets had learned of their prize and would not let them return without a fight. The humans prepared for more dangers, but Evan trusted Aaron more with each passing day. One morning, the alarm blared. Sensors detected an incoming ambush. A group of enemy warships had blocked their path. The bridge erupted in activity. Evan ordered the crew to battle stations. His voice calm but firm. Arin stood beside him, ready to help. Her presence brought a strange calm to the room. She had already proven herself in battle, but this time the threat was greater. the enemy fleet, attacked with deadly precision. Their ships were faster and more powerful, striking at the human ship's weak points. Shields flickered under heavy fire. Erin quickly analyzed the battle. She noticed patterns in the enemy's attacks, repeated strikes on certain systems. She pointed them out to the tactical officers and suggested countermeasures. Redirect power to those shield emitters, and prepare a surprise maneuver, she said quietly but with authority. Evan nodded. Execute the plan. The crew worked. Together, following Erin's strategy, the human ship twisted and turned through the enemy fleet, dodging blasts and striking back when possible. The battle was fierce and long. Arin stayed focused, guiding the crew and boosting morale. Her calm voice reminded everyone to trust their training and each other. Slowly, the tide turned. The enemy ships began to falter, unable to predict the human ship's moves. With a final burst of energy, the humans broke through the blockade. The enemy retreated, their fleets scattered and broken. The bridge exploded with cheers. Evan smiled, proud of his crew, and especially of Erin. After the battle, Evan asked her, "How do you stay so calm in the face of danger?" The window at the stars. I have faced many battles in my life. Some fought with swords, others with words. True strength is learning when to act and when to wait. She told Evan more about her past, how her family had survived betrayal and war by choosing peace and cleverness over brute force. She had trained in ancient arts of strategy and diplomacy. Skills forgotten by many, Evan realized that the princess was a living example of a different kind of power. One not based on fear or force, but on wisdom and heart. But the challenges were not over. Rival factions in the galaxy still saw Erin as weak and a prize to be taken. The human ship received warnings of new attacks and political pressure to give up the princess.arin, and Evan planned carefully, using every advantage they could find. They formed alliances with smaller alien groups who respected Erin's courage and vision. Together, they prepared for the final test. One night, as the ship traveled near a dangerous asteroid field, enemy ships launched a surprise attack. The crew fought bravely. The situation was desperate. Erin took command of a small group to defend the ship's critical systems. She moved with speed and grace, using her knowledge to outsmart the attackers. Her leadership inspired the crew, and together they turned the tide once again. The enemy was forced to retreat. After the fight, Evan praised Erin. "You have saved this ship more times than I can count. You are no weak princess." Erin smiled softly. Strength is not always loud or violent. Sometimes it is quiet and patient, but no less powerful. As the ship approached human space, Evan knew the galaxy's view was about to change. The human commander's prize was not the weakest at all. She was a symbol of hope and new power. Their story was just beginning, and many more surprises awaited in the stars. The stars outside the ship's windows seemed colder than ever as Captain Evan Cross sat alone in his quarters. The weight of command pressed heavily on him. Beside him sat Erin, the princess many called weak, yet now a trusted partner and friend. Erin's calm presence soothed the restless commander. She had proven herself time and again in battle and strategy. But there was still more to learn about her. One quiet evening, Erin began to speak of her past, her voice soft but clear. "My family was once great in the Empire, but we chose a path of peace. Others saw this as weakness. They betrayed us." Evan listened carefully. Erin told how her parents were captured, her house stripped of power. She was left to survive alone. Learning to rely on her mind and heart, "I trained in old ways," she said, ancient knowledge passed down to help protect without war. Many forgot these skills. She revealed she could control rare technology, not through force, but through understanding. Devices that could heal, shield, or communicate in ways others found strange. Evan was amazed. The quiet princess held secrets that could change the course of the galaxy. Their ship soon received a message, a demand from the Empire to return Erin or face war. The galaxy watched closely. The The humans had taken a prize that some said did not belong to them. Arin and Evan prepared for the worst. But instead of fighting, Aaron suggested a different path. We must show them our strength is not in weapons alone. They sent diplomats and messages explaining their vision of peace and unity. Aaron used her ancient knowledge to send signals of goodwill to the Empire and other races. While some laughed, others listened. Whispers spread of a new kind of power, one that healed rather than destroyed. Then an unexpected visit arrived. An envoy from the Empire's council came aboard the human ship. They wished to see Aaron and hear her words. Aaron welcomed them calmly. She spoke of forgiveness, courage, and the strength to choose a better way. Many in the council were moved, but not all agreed. Some saw this as a threat to their old ways. Tensions grew, and the humans knew conflict might still come. Arin trained with the crew, sharing her knowledge of ancient tech and tactics. Her quiet lessons made the crew stronger in new ways. One day the ship was caught in a trap, a fleet. Waiting to strike, the battle was fierce, and the humans were outnumbered. Arin activated hidden technology, creating shields that surprised the enemy. She guided the crew with calm precision. The enemy was pushed back, confused by the humans' new power. Victory was theirs once more. Evan looked at Aaron with pride. You have changed how we fight and how we think. Aaron smiled softly. Did sometimes. The greatest victory is in changing hearts, not just winning battles. As the ship approached human space, their story spread across the stars. The weakest princess had become a symbol of hope and change. The galaxy was learning that strength comes in many forms, and sometimes the quietest voices carry the loudest power. The human ship continued its journey toward home, but the challenges they faced were far from over. Captain Evan Cross and Princess Aaron knew that their return would not be simple. Rival alien factions and the Empire itself watched closely, ready to challenge what they saw as an insult. A weak princess chosen as a prize, Aaron spent her days preparing the crew in new ways. She taught them about ancient technology and tactics passed down through her family. Her lessons were quiet but powerful, helping the crew see beyond brute force and into the strength of strategy, patience, and understanding. One afternoon, a message arrived from a distant star system. An alliance of alien fleets had formed, planning to intercept the human ship before it could reach human space. Their goal was clear: capture Aaron and crush the humans' bold challenge. The command center buzzed with tension as Evan gathered his officers. This will be our hardest fight yet, he said, but we will not back down. Aaron stood beside him. We must use every advantage we have, not just weapons, but minds and hearts. The enemy fleet was large and well-armed. As it closed in, the human ship activated new defenses based on Aaron's ancient technology. Shimmering shields enveloped the ship, absorbing energy blasts that would have torn through lesser armor. The battle began with loud blasts and flashing lights. The enemy fired with fury, trying to overwhelm the human defenses. The crew fought with skill and determination, inspired by Aaron's calm presence. Arin coordinated small teams to target weak points in the enemy ships. Her strategies were unexpected, using feints and traps that confused the attackers. She showed a deep understanding of the battlefield, moving like a shadow guiding the crew. Mid-battle, an enemy warship broke through the shields and targeted the human ship's engine. The crew scrambled to defend it, but the situation grew desperate. Aaron volunteered to lead a team on a boarding mission to disable the enemy ship from within. Evan hesitated, but trusted her judgment. The boarding party moved quickly and silently. Aaron's knowledge of alien technology allowed her to bypass security and reach the engine core. With careful precision, she sabotaged the systems, causing the enemy ship to lose power. Back on the human ship, the enemy fleet began to falter. Their confidence shaken, they retreated one by one. The crew cheered, their respect for Aaron deeper than ever. She had turned the tide of battle not with brute strength, but with courage, wisdom, and skill. After the fight, Evan and Aaron met in the command center. "You've saved us all," Evan said quietly. "You are no weak princess." Aaron smiled softly. Strength is not just in power, Captain. It is in choosing the right path, even when it is hard. The victory was a turning point. News spread across the galaxy of the human commander and the princess who had changed everything. Some remained skeptical, but many began to question old beliefs about strength and weaknesses. Arin used this moment to speak with leaders from different worlds. Sharing her vision of unity and peace, she spoke of hope and the future, inspiring those who listened. Captain Evan knew their journey was far from over. The galaxy was a vast place, with many dangers and old grudges. But with Aaron by his side, he believed they could face whatever came. Next, as the ship neared human space, the crew prepared for a warm welcome, but also for the challenges that awaited. The weakest princess had become a symbol, a reminder that true power often hides where no one expects it, and in the quiet moments, Aaron looked out at the stars, ready for the new chapter in their story, knowing that together they would change the galaxy forever. The human ship drifted into the calm light of human space. Captain Evan Cross stood at the bridge, watching as stars passed by quietly. Beside him, Princess Erin looked out with a soft smile. Her journey from the weakest princess to a symbol of strength had been long and hard. News of their return had spread fast across the galaxy. Many were curious, some doubtful, and others fearful. The Empire and alien factions waited to see what the humans would do with their prize. Aaron knew this moment was more than just a return home. It was a chance to show that strength was not always about weapons or power, but about heart and wisdom. The ship's announcement came over all channels, telling of their safe return and the princess who had surprised everyone. The message was clear: the weakest could be the strongest. Soon, dignitaries from human worlds came to greet them. They looked at Aaron with respect and wonder. Children asked to hear her stories, and adults listened to her calm words about peace and courage. Captain Evan held a meeting with his crew. Aaron showed us all what true strength means. It is not just force, but knowing when to be kind, when to be brave, and when to stand firm. Aaron met with leaders from across the galaxy. She spoke of hope, unity, and the future they could build together. Her words carried weight because they came from experience and truth. Not everyone accepted this new path. Some old power still saw her as a threat, but many more were inspired to change. Alliances formed, and the galaxy began to shift. Aaron worked closely with scientists and diplomats, sharing her ancient knowledge of technology that could heal wounds and protect lives without destruction. Human engineers learned quickly, blending this wisdom with their own. One day, an invitation arrived from the Galactic Council. They wanted Aaron and Evan to speak about their journey and the new future they hoped to create. At the council hall, filled with representatives from countless worlds, Aaron stood with confidence. She told her story of being called weak, of trials and survival, and of finding strength in peace and understanding. The hall was silent, then filled with applause. Many saw that power had many faces, and the weakest princess had become a legend. Captain Evans smiled beside her. Your strength changed, not just this ship, but the whole galaxy. Aaron nodded. It is just the beginning. The future belongs to those who dare to be different and brave enough to choose peace. As they left the council, Evan looked at Aaron with deep respect. You are more than a prize. You are a leader and a friend. Aaron smiled softly. Thank you, Captain. Together, we will face whatever comes next. The stars outside the ship shone brighter now, a promise of new beginnings and hope. The weakest princess had shown that true power is not in might alone, but in the courage to change and inspire others. Their story would be told for generations, a reminder that even the smallest spark can light the darkest night.